I couldn't watch the videotape of George Floyd. Am I that apathetic? No, I am that annoyed. Black boys, black boys. There was a fight to come. Riots will incite. Play your positions. Do not run. Embrace the violence. Yes, they will have guns. No, you cannot be silent. Yes, it's easy to be numb. No, there is no place to hide. There's some place in space and time. You will need to decide what to do with systemic hate. Will it become muddy rage, hanging like picture on walls of shame without frame? Will you stare at it in disgust, wondering why the image is so opaque? This level of discontent is integrated into our DNA, sons. Hard choices to impact revolution go deeper due to generational trauma. Racism and oppression is how slave masters raped our mamas. That pain is passed down. It feels like drawing slow breaths in ancestral coffins. Being trapped by the fear of being black is an exhaustion, and it takes toll on the mind. Questions begin to formulate like, why do I hate myself? Why am I afraid of myself? Why are they afraid of me? Why do cops overwhelmingly arrest my kind and enslave them behind bars? Why does my resistance hinge on psychological bend? Why would I rather comply than to fight someone trying to take my life? Why do I feel hopeless? Why do I feel emotional? How did I become locked in this United States psychosis? Why does their hate affect me so much? Sons, these are questions I have asked myself. I have spent a lifetime learning and watching their hate strangle us, hang us, deny us, chain us, lie to us, miseducate us, fight us, degrade us, fire on us, enslave us, racially profile us, defile us, and paint us as lesser than. Sons, one day you will have to decide what type of warrior you will be. This war has loomed in this family tree since the inception of African sunrise, and because of it, my image of this country is corrupted and tainted. I have been in positions incredibly dangerous. I have been pulled over by police, pulled out of the vehicle, guns pulled out while they stood over me, pledged a badge. They admitted the only reason they pulled me over was because I was black and driving. Sons, you have inherited this culture, and I encourage you to keep your head up, not only so you can see the sun, but so you can spot the vulture. Sons, please take my personal experiences as a guide. As a parent, I want you to decide the road that you shall ride. Without my biases, how will you represent our ancestors? You can find tenacity in our bloodline. There is magical, powerful stories of both destruction and advancement. Egyptian kingdoms conjured allegories of freedom. Use Sudanese nationalism as prologue of strength. This is our heritage. We are meant to be free. We are God sent. We are surrogates of royalty. Jolted journey heralds Ethiopia, O African country never colonized. These realizations are cobblestone codes, tracing paths back to our social and cultural utopia. Sons, you will have to decide what type of warrior you will be. Our forefathers were forced to maneuver seas, and although it is true, sometimes the people can lose their way. All people have been fed to alligators in remote corners of the world. Skeletal heads float, bones once wrapped in black skin no longer speak. Still, I think at the end, no matter what, let no one convince you our kind were only barbarians. Sons, your children will be descendants made from mathematicians. Your children will pump soldiers' adrenaline, for they are made, inscribed in history. We were civilizations enslaved, who shall always decide that being subordinate isn't the way. I want you to feel the joy of liberation, but first, feel the pain of the destruction they had to face. The resolve needed to mentally believe that death is better than being brutally treated is what we shall achieve. Sons, my blood is rushing, reading of yet another death The black man was smothered by the weight of white man under cover of shield of cop. Police officer hammered his knee, lodged into precious breath, removing gift of God, drilling death into a detained man, started through esophagus. Can you feel how lost this gets? Just pause. Can you feel his grip? Taking by force, gift the deity siphoned by knee. Sons, you can take or you can give. Neither decision is wrong, but I'd rather you live on. And if you decide different, I hope folks don't stand around filming, recording you die, dismissing the idea that life is worth fighting for and dying for. My prayers are whispered in duty to honor. My sons, you will have to decide how you will fight. Lessons will be simplified. Life and death, both blessings, make no mistake. They are too explicit and terrifying to exchange. Watching our partners continue to perish is extremely wearing. Sons, maybe you will be martyr on the front line, protesting and gathering petition, protecting humanity at all costs, including letting another human rot your flesh. This pains me to even think and state as your reality, but maybe it will be another blackmail at mercy to racial ire. Sons, maybe you will spill iron wielding either gun or sword. Maybe your rage will be quaint for the masses. Maybe your shadows will cause quiet fury in the oppressor. Just know retribution is ugly. And fighting fire with tiny flames can be even more dangerous if you choose to slay lives. Looking evil in his eye can make you anxious, but perhaps you might get used to it. Regardless of the steps you two take, don't be confused. The choice is to assassinate or to be assassinated. What will you do? Will murder mean you being catharsis? How will the revolution be won? How shall you function, my sons? Will your legacy be beating down enemy or preaching for bereavement? With intent of healing energy with spiritual synergy? Or will you finance our side of the battle? Paying lifelong dividend to a slain corporal's wife. Hypothetically, maybe her husband was black man loading bullets, cloaked in bushes, ready to shoot kids crossing borders. Cabinet positions activate destroyer. A man of principle refuses. Attorney General, court marshals, another black man behind bars and cells. 25-year sentence marks a family for dread, but maybe you will ensure those kids and mother get fed and her mortgage is paid in full. Maybe you will be tech expert, calibrating outlets for solar panels off of the grid, owning minerals of earth below back babies' cribs, cultivating currents and hertz into generators. Maybe you will invent a machine to curve global warming. Maybe this is your purpose. And when local energy stock surges, you will bring math and cash to the towns deprived of these senseless murders. Sons, maybe you will be a supportive dad, willing to live at all odds, to pass on the importance of legacy to your seeds, so they may understand what must be done to be free. I dedicate this to all of the black people who have lost their life to racism and or the oppression in the United States. I dedicate this to anyone who has lived and died in injustice. I dedicate this to humanity.